Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode we're going to be working on this purple smoke bush, and we're going to transform it into a pre-bonsai tree for the new segment from nursery to pre-bonsai. Now this little smoke bush I actually acquired not too long ago, but I have not gotten the chance to actually work on it. The reason being why I got it is because it already had a really nice silhouette of the trunk, and it has really nice branching on it. So what I have intended to do is to pretty much reposition the tree as if I were to be sort of like this, because right now it's really tilted. Let's see, like that. So what we're going to do is that we're just going to reposition it a little bit, and then just add a little bit of soil towards the bottom and try to rake a little bit of the roots from the top. Aside from that, we're just going to be focusing more on the styling or pre-styling of the branches, and hopefully later towards the fall it's going to look a little bit better. I'm just going to use the root raking tool and see if we can separate the roots from the pot just a little bit without damaging the root system. So we don't want to just jank it out of the pot. There we go. So nice and moist, from what I can tell you right here, and it looks like it has been growing on the side of the pot almost. So let's see, probably just rake the top of the roots right here. It's amazing, even the roots, they're purple. Okay. Just clean up a little bit from the top. Looks like we have a lot of new roots at the bottom, which is excellent. And what we're going to do is that we're just going to reposition it again in this same pot right here, like this. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to add the soil that came out from it. We're going to put it back inside, except from the top, which has a bunch of dead leaves. And that is just to secure a little bit of the roots in there. But I'm going to go ahead and add another medium to it. Alright, so now that we have repositioned the tree, what we're going to do is that we're going to continue on cleaning some of these branches so that we will know exactly which ones we're going to be wiring and where we're going to be positioning most of these right here. So we're going to go ahead and just grab our shears, and we're going to get rid of those branches that we ultimately don't need, and we're going to just cut back some of the dead ones. Alright, so now that we have taken the majority of the branches out, we do have this silhouette over here. So what I do have planned to do is that this branch, I'm going to try to reposition it about this level over here. This little branch right here will become my new apex, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut back over here and then have this as my new leader, because I feel like there is way too much over here. So I might as well just actually do this right now. Get this back over here, and as we continue to see, this branch will be relocated over here. I might cut back just over here so that we can have branching of this two little branches over here, or maybe even so about this place right here. But let me just go ahead and continue in wiring this tree, and then we can figure out the length of each set of branches, and then we can reposition a few little ones with a little bit of finer wire. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and maybe time lapse this, because we're just going to be using the same method as we always do, which is wiring two branches with one single wire and starting from the bottom towards the top. So let's do this. If you guys notice a change of quality when it comes to the video, I do apologize. My camera died, so we're going to go ahead and proceed in recording with my phone camera. So what we're going to do right now is that we're just going to select some partially size of these branches over here, and from what I noticed right here is that we do deviate right about here and then once again over here, but these two branches already split. So what we're going to do is that we're just going to go ahead and cut back just about right here. That way we can trigger a little bit more growth towards the back, since these branches actually do bud back and already hardened wood. So that should push back a little bit more growth towards back there. We do have these nice little branches right here growing at this same spot over here, and I do have a split of branches over here. So what I do want to do is I'm going to go ahead and just cut back to right here, and then same thing right here, we do have a split of branches. I'm going to go ahead and cut back probably about 2 leaves down over here, and then we have created a nice petal over here. Alright, so we had cleaned up a little bit of the branches right here and then also right here. We did have these branches coming off in this direction, but I feel like it was way too long, and although I do want to move this branch just slightly towards this position, it would have been too long regardless, so I decided to just cut it back down. So now we're at this spot right over here. We do have on the third main branch, we do have these right here, and I feel like they're even longer, and we can push back just a little bit and then have one of them become one of the leader branches. This one right here, I feel like it's too thick in comparison of this one, so I feel like that's exactly where we're going to make our cut and then cut back down. Same situation right over here. They're too long, as you can see. If I were to put it right here, they're way too long, and what I want to do is I want to cut back just a little bit. We do have new little branches growing on this direction, so I might just even push back right here, and maybe even so right here too. So that will stop the growth right there and push back more growth. Over here, I feel like we can actually just cut back about right over here. And when it comes to the reposition of the branch, sorry, we're just going to be moving this back a little bit. Keep this one over here. Alright, so we're getting a little bit closer towards the top right here, and we're trying to decide on the new apex of the tree. If we're looking over here, so I think this is going to be more like the back of the tree. I think this is going to be more like the back of the tree, and as you can see over here, in comparison, they're pretty much almost the same exact thickness of the branches. I don't want it to be too thick entirely, so what I do want to do is either keep one or the other. This one has more branching so I might even keep that one exactly the way it is. And the other option is to just lower this one just about where it is. Eventually this one right here is going to become my sacrificial branch, and this right here will become a new apex, just about right here. So I can try to wire down this branch close enough to this one, and then this one just bend it over just the way it is right here. But regardless, if I were to do that, it is actually too long, and I do have two nice little branches in this position. So what I can do is that I can cut back over here, here, and here, so that I can have a nice little looking tree. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're measuring pretty much the distance between the branches, and we said that right about here we can make this cut, push it down once again, and then now I have 1, 2, 3. I can probably even keep this one as and about right here. If I want to split up more of these branches, I can even go as far as ripping off this one. Coming down by here, we have a nice split. And then over here, we have, let's see if you guys can see, focusing over here, we have 1, 2, 3. We can even come back down here. And right here, we also have another split of branches, which is actually pretty nice right over there. Now that I think about it, this tree, in my point of view, doesn't really need that much wiring. Maybe just do a little bit of branch selection, and that's actually how we're going to be able to develop the branching, and I'll be pretty okay with that. I don't want to try to, you know, come up with a big old design when it comes to this tree, because I feel like it already has a good enough potential. So I'm just going to let it grow a while after this, and then cut back a little bit more. I did have a really thick branch right over here, but as you can see, we have a lot of new growth. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 little buds that are coming in. So if I can have this branching in this direction, it would fill in the space right about here. Like I said, once again, I want to be able to bring this branch down, so maybe this one, it won't be as necessary, but because the tree itself has been cut off, has been trimmed a lot, I don't want to take away a lot of the leaves where it can actually get a lot of energy from. So if anything, this seems to be dead. Might just cut back about over here, reposition the branches, and then we can say that we're done with this tree. So let me go ahead and just reposition the branches, and then I'll show you exactly how it looks right after. Alright, so guess we're pretty much done over here. We had actually set up this little nice patch right here. We wired this one down, and we got rid of some other branches that were just obstructing the view of this nice little trunk. We do have some new growth over here, so hopefully by next spring we will have a nice branch just covering up this section of the tree. We did say that this branch over here was going to be our sacrificial branch that will probably thicken up this one over here, and then this one will become our new apex. Overall, I think it's a nice little tree. Actually, I got it for 75% off, and you know, I only paid $8 for it, so I think it's going to become a nice little decent bonsai in the future. Thank you very much for watching. If you do like this new series, please give it a thumbs up. If you folks haven't joined our Facebook page, I invite you to do so. We are a growing community of bonsai enthusiasts that we actually help people. We give each other tips, and we also share our images and ideas when it comes to styling of the trees. The page group link is going to be provided in the description below, so I'll see you there.